Hey, what's going on, you guys? Today we are making black bean chili. There's a lot of different ways that you can make a big pot of chili. You can make those slow cooker versions that take hours and hours where the meat's got to break down and get super tender. But this recipe is one of those easier ones that's going to be done in about an hour or less. We're using ground meats with lots of seasonings and, of course, black beans. So this is one of those, it's easy to make, it's nice and zesty, and it always satisfies. So let me show you how to make it. All right, black bean chili time, my friends. I've got my cooking station all set up here. This is an easy one-pot dish. I've got a good-sized pot heated up to medium heat. So the first step is to add a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon or so. And we have a good medium-sized onion that is chopped, or more diced. And I have a couple of jalapeno peppers here. Gonna pop them into the pot here. And you can use hotter peppers if you'd like, or if you'd like a milder version, you can use bell pepper, works great. Or a mixture. Maybe a little bell pepper with half a jalapeno or lots of jalapenos, really to your preference. And we're gonna go ahead and cook this down for about 5 minutes to soften up the mixture here. All right, this is softening up nicely. So next is add garlic. And I have 4 good-sized garlic cloves that are minced. And you can add more garlic if you'd like to, or less. I like more. And you'll cook this down for 30 seconds to a minute or so until you can smell the gorgeous garlic blooming. Oh, there it goes. Cooks up quick. Nice. All right, and let's add the meats. So here I actually have a mixture of meats today. I'm using a mixture of ground turkey and ground pork. So you can use different kinds of meats if you want to. You can make this with only turkey for a much leaner version, or you can do all pork. Realistically, you can do this with any kind of meat, ground chicken, ground beef, even chorizo if you wanted to. And really just a mix, so it's really up to your preference depending on what you're in the mood for. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix this into the pan and we're gonna get it nice and browned up. So really only probably a few minutes kind of per side. I'm kind of mashing it up, so I'll flip it a little bit. All right, the meat is mostly cooked through. You don't have to cook it all the way through because it's gonna simmer in the pot for a little while. So, all right, the next step here is to add 3 ounces of tomato paste. And you can add more if you want to, make it more tomatoey, but we're gonna be adding a little bit more later. All right, and my seasonings here. So here I have a tablespoon of chili powder. This is, you can use an American chili powder blend, but I have a New Mexico blend that is a little bit hot, because I like that. And a tablespoon of ancho powder, going to accentuate that delicious ancho flavor. And a teaspoon of cayenne. Cayenne is nice and spicy, and you can omit that if you want to, or cut back on it if you want to be a little less spicy. And a teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano. And a teaspoon of cumin. I like to freshly toast the seeds and grind them for a more powerful flavor. And salt and pepper to taste. So here I have about a half teaspoon each, but really you can taste and adjust that later. So go ahead and mix this into the pan here, and we're gonna simmer to let the spices bloom for a little bit for about a minute or so, and cook the tomato paste just a little bit. All right, this is nicely mixed, and you can smell the spices blooming a little bit. So the next step here is we're going to incorporate 2 cups of chicken stock, or chicken broth, into the mix. And I have a 15 ounces of fire roasted tomatoes. So this is 1 can. I love fire roasted tomatoes because that adds a nice extra flavor to it. But you can use like diced tomatoes or even fresh tomatoes. And of course, black beans. This is a black bean chili. I'm using canned beans today, black beans. I have 2 15-ounce cans. But you can use dried if you'd like to, but just make sure you soak them and soften them up. All right, into the pot, and go ahead and mix to incorporate. So you can use other beans in this chili, but it's black bean chili, right? I mean, if you If you made it with pinto beans, you'd have to call it pinto bean chili, I suppose. All right, so I've got this nicely mixed. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the heat, and I'm gonna let this simmer for a good 30 minutes minimum. 30 minutes is usually pretty good, but sometimes you can go for up to an hour, letting it simmer and letting all those flavors develop and mix. And then we'll come back and try the chili. Oh, don't forget, you can also add hot sauce at this stage. So this is a roasted red jalapeno hot sauce that I make, and it's on the website, and also here on YouTube as well. But you don't want to go too crazy. You can add as hot or mild sauce as you want to. And you can always add some more later, but I like to add a little bit in the simmering stage and let that bloom with everything else, and it just becomes amazing. Smells amazing in here, you guys, seriously. And this recipe is really zesty. I love that word zesty. When I wrote for Chili Pepper Magazine years ago, they used that word all the time, zesty. Everything was zesty. And I love it. I've just taken that word now. I mean, it really just means like bold, strong, powerful flavors that just add lots of pizzazz. So that's definitely what this recipe is. It's nice and zesty. So this is looking really good, you guys, and it smells really awesome in here. So at this stage, you can let it simmer longer if you want to, develop even more flavors. It's reduced quite a bit. You can add a little more stock to it, or even beer if you wanted to simmer a little bit more and add a little more liquid to it. But here, really, you can taste and adjust for salt. Add a little more hot sauce if you want hot sauce at this point, or just serve it with hot sauce. But it's looking really good to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste. All right. Perfection right there. Black bean chili, my friends. I hope you guys love it as much as I do, and I'd love to hear if you make it, what you think in the comments below. But hey, if you guys are looking for another black bean recipe, check out my black bean soup. That is also nice and zesty, very delicious. I think you'll love it. But if you're looking for another chili and you're looking for that no bean variety, you gotta try my Texas style chili recipe. That's super popular. Everybody really likes it, and a little bit of controversy in the comments there. So hey, really hope to see you in the kitchen next time. Mike from Chili Pepper Madness. Bye.